Hello, everybody. It is great to see you on this Monday morning. Hopefully you're having a good start to the week. Hopefully you had good classes. Yeah, say hello in the chat if you are joining live. If you are watching the replay of this, hope to hear from you in the comments. If you have any questions at all, I'm here today to talk about Zebra English, mainly on this live, and we'll keep it short as usual to about 30 minutes. And hopefully I'll get questions answered. If you have them, please put them in the chat and let me know where you are tuning in from as well. Zebra English is a newer company, and that's what we're going to be chatting about. If you do work for Zebra English, please let us know in the chat, and hopefully you can be a part of the conversation as well. So a few hellos to people that are popping in. So good to see several of you, especially the regulars that are here every Monday. This is the episode number 23, the 23rd time that I've gone live, I think, ever, consistently every Monday. And it's been a real blast being able to talk about different online teaching topics and bringing in some guests and some friends onto the live as well has been really, really fun, and getting to know all of you as well. So please say hello. Good morning, Yvette. Thoughts on Bling? So I don't know too much about Bling ABC, except that they kind of position themselves as a really well-paying company. I used to be connected with someone over there and would send folks to get hiring support, but their hiring is a little bit strange and they kind of work on semesters. So the best thing to do would maybe reach out to someone who has some YouTube videos, who seems knowledgeable about them. But they pay really well. They have the potential to pay really well. Hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. Hey, Ben. Good to see you. I've changed some of the functions of the chat to a more minimalist text, so it's a little bit smaller. So I'm just testing it out. It looks pretty cool. Who else is here? Hey, Heather. Good to see you. And Eddie. Good to see you. And Preco and Esther. Les Ryan as well. Hey, Skyla from SkylaPost.com. See, I remembered your website. Melissa is here. Hey, Melissa. James is here. Yeah, Melissa, you were actually Journey. Oh my goodness. I wanted to talk about that for a second because I didn't go. It's funny. I was lying in bed at about 1 in the morning where I live in Malaysia, and someone messaged me on Facebook and said, "Are you at Journey?" And I thought, oh no, I completely forgot. And I kind of put it off because for me to attend Journey, it would have been like 11 p.m. to about, I don't know, 5 a.m. or something like that. And I wasn't really prepared to do it, but I was already up really late and I thought, shucks, I should have probably signed up. But it was really cool to see people's Facebook posts and Instagram stories about Journey. So if you're a VIP Kid teacher, let me know. How was virtual Journey? How was it? The speakers looked awesome. I was really bummed that I didn't get to see Maria from Sesame Street. I did watch a few of her YouTube videos because I was like looking her up right away, because I remember her when I was a kid watching, and you know, now she's probably in her 60s or something, but she has a really great story. So I was really bummed I didn't go, and I regret it because I really should have, because I don't think I'll ever be able to go to an in-person Journey because it's in the US and because of where I live right now. So it was a missed opportunity for sure. Anyhow, let me know in the chat if you are a VIP Kid teacher and went to Journey. I would love to hear all about it. Poland, James is coming from Poland. Awesome. Hey, Vanessa, big hello from Rhode Island. Very cool. Hey, Mindy. Hey, Emma. Emma works for Zebra English. Very cool. Hey, Gwen. Hopefully I said hello to you if you are here. All right, so we won't waste any time. Let's pop into what I wanted to talk about. Zebra English. So I got hired with Zebra in June, and they had been hiring for, I don't know, probably about 6 months. They have an AI app that they've got like 500,000 students on, and this is kind of their introduction to the live classes with students. So I think that their first teachers were hired, you know, around October, November, December of last year. So they haven't been hiring for a long time. When I got hired, they were just going on a hiring freeze. So I kind of made it, squeezed in at the very last minute, and went through their hiring process and got hired and taught a few classes with them, and then stopped teaching with them, and recently have opened up more classes with them. So I really like them, and I wanted to share about them and some of the interesting pros and cons that I find with them as an option to you. So if you're a VIP Kid teacher and you're looking for something else, many teachers diversify with companies like GoGoKid or Magic Ears or, you know, some of those larger companies. And some people don't have success with their hiring processes because they are hiring in such big numbers. They're kind of pickier in terms of who they're hiring. So Zebra English might be a really good option for you. I will preface this by saying that most of what I'm going to talk about is on my website. If you're interested in just kind of looking at the text of it all, it's onlineteacherdude.com/zebra-English. So I detail a lot of this that I'm going to talk about in this live, but I wanted to pop on and share information. And if you are having any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat. So let's get going. Does anyone have any questions to start out with? Aaron's been a Zebra English teacher since April. Awesome. Yeah, so I got hired probably June. Yeah, around when they went on the hiring freeze, and they've just reopened up about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they are hiring. We'll talk about that in a second. James says, can British people apply for Zebra? No, they are very similar to VIP Kid, GoGo Kid, Magic Ears, the big Chinese online ESL companies based in China. They hire North Americans. Yeah, I know Melissa, someone was talking about Journey. I know Melissa was a speaker, I think, Melissa at Journey. Yeah, she says, virtual Journey was awesome. If you bought a ticket, they will email some recorded sessions to you. Yeah, I didn't buy a ticket, unfortunately. Again, my loss. I was really, really bad planning on my part for sure. All right, let's pop in so that those that are watching the replay don't have to see too much of the chit chat. We'll get into the content. So Zebra English. So let's take a little brief overview of what I'm going to cover. I'm going to talk about a little bit about them, their requirements, hiring process, pay, classroom interview tips. Behind the scenes at the very end, I'm going to pop into the portal and actually pop into one of my previously taught classes so you can kind of see what it all looks like. So they were funded, they're funded, you can see that I did this really quickly, funded by Tencent in 2017. As I said, they've got 450,000 plus students currently taking their taking English classes on the AI app. And so this is a part of that program where students can opt in to take live classes with a native English speaker. So that's a really positive thing for bookings because they have so many students that are already on the app. You know, when you get trial students, it is an easy segue to convert them because you know, they're already with the company. And so this is just an add-on that they can opt into. So some things that I liked, I've kind of made a list of things that would be helpful for some need to know facts. They are a one-to-one platform. So one-to-one classes, again, you can see how quickly I type this. It is also spelled wrong. Please, if you are a grammar Nazi, forgive me. The students are very young. So their age is like 3 to 7. I have not had a student over the age of 7. And my very first student was a 3-year-old. So very young students. They're focused on pronunciation and dialogue rather than teaching of new concepts and, yeah, that kind of introduction to new concepts that you might do with other platforms. They really don't want you to do a lot of repetition. They're focused on conversation. It's a flipped classroom approach. So the students are coming from learning the words, sentences, questions, and answers, and applying that with a native speaker on the platform. They do not hire everyone. So they're very picky, but what I like about them is that they're not into overhiring, and they're really trying to regulate the number of teachers that they have with the number of students and making sure that the teachers that they do have are getting bookings. So that's really positive. If you're coming from another company and you're struggling with bookings and you do get hired with them, rest assured you will get bookings. The company books the teachers. The starting pay is higher than others. I'll talk about my pay and what they offer in a minute. No minimum hours required. So I love that. Someone who needs the flexibility. They don't have a required number of hours that you need to teach each week. However, of course, they want you to teach. And weekends are the best for booking. So I put this in here because I think it's good to know that if you are worried about diversifying and you don't want to give up those peak slots to another company, weekends are definitely great booking times. So very similar, I would say, you know, they are like VIP Kid 6 years ago when VIP Kid started. So they have a very similar structure, similar pay scale, similar, not a similar platform, but similar policies and, you know, it really reminds me of even when I got hired with VIP Kid 3 years ago. There's so many similarities. So they obviously require you to be a native English speaker from US and Canada. They do hire teachers from California and Washington and New York. So if you're one of those teachers that can't get hired with VIP Kid right now, they do hire from those states. So no problems there. You do have to have a bachelor's degree. Teaching related experience, exactly the same as other companies, you know, related experience counts, and they require a teaching certificate. Now, one thing about that is the VIP Kid TESOL does not work with Zebra English. You can get the VIP Kid TEFL, the accredited TEFL, and I think it's like $79 to purchase it. So if you do purchase that and you download it, you can use that at Zebra English. Otherwise, go and grab the inexpensive International Open Academy TESOL. That one will work. Melissa asked, yeah, so that answers your question, Melissa. Teaching certification required, not a teaching license from a state or province, but you know, the TESOL or TEFL certificate. But as I said, from what I have been told, the VIP Kid one does not work unless you purchase the $80 one and download it. If you haven't done that, don't do that. If you want to just get the IOA TESOL, it's only $19. Okay, what else were we going to pop on here? So yeah, that's basically their requirements. Pay. So they pay $8 to $10 per class. Okay, you'll see a lot of similarities. A lot of companies are paying that sort of range. If you're getting into VIP Kid or you got hired with VIP Kid this year, you're probably not making $8. You're probably making $7.50 or $7. So $8 to $10 is what they offer. The incentives are exactly like VIP Kid pre the new incentives. So you get $1 per class for showing up, starting and finishing on time, and you get 50 cents to $1 per class for the second incentive. Teach 30 to 44 classes in a month, you get 50 cents. If you can hit 45 or more, you get $1 per class. And then short notice is $2. So they pay for short notice. I love that, so I'm able to fill in when I don't get booked elsewhere. Okay, I will say that they advertise $8 to $10, but when I got hired, I was offered $8. This was one of the reasons why I didn't open a lot of classes with them in the beginning, because I wanted to see if I could get $9 or more based on having 3 years with VIP Kid. They only gave me $8. I tried to appeal it. They wouldn't budge, and so I was stuck with $8. They do have pay raises after 2 contracts, so that can increase, but I was stuck with $8, and with both bonuses and the incentives, it would put me up to $24 per hour, which is about what I make with VIP Kid. So that's one of the reasons why I don't open a ton of classes with them. But I have heard teachers more recently getting $8.50, and it's possible to get higher than that as well. So I don't know, really wow them in the demo. That could be one of the reasons. I thought my demo was really good, but they only gave me $8. And maybe it was when they were going on a hiring freeze, they were saturated with teachers and they weren't looking to add a whole lot of new teachers. And so that could be one of the reasons. I don't know, but that's where I am with the pay. But if you are new to the industry, this is a great base pay right now. Most companies are not paying this much. And if you're looking to diversify, it's not all that bad as a base pay if you're looking to fill in some gaps. Okay, the hiring process. So I explain more on that website at the bottom there, but in essence, you're just getting your application in. It's very simple, very straightforward. You can live anywhere in the world. You just have to fulfill their requirements. Then you're going to upload a video. This is a 5-minute demo where you're going to introduce yourself. They give you a few little things to talk about, maximum 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. And then you're going to teach 4 to 5 minutes of a demo called I think it's sports. Yeah, sports. So pretty straightforward. Then if you pass that, you go on to the demo test. This is the new hiring process. If you're looking at maybe old videos or old material, cat alert. They have changed it. There's no longer a demo test 2, just a demo test. It is 30 minutes. You're going to teach a 20-minute lesson, and it's pass or fail. So that's the other thing about Zebra. They don't give you chances to redo it. You either pass or you don't. And then you're into what's called teacher briefing, which is where you don't have to teach anything. You're basically hired. You just have to go through a little bit of platform training. And yeah, then my cat is literally lying all over the place, wanting all the attention. So then you sign your contract and do everything like that as normal. So that is the hiring process. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments there, in the post. Emma says, yes, I got hired at the same time and was offered the same rate. Okay, Emma, good to know. Yeah, I don't know what a lot of people make there, but I've seen people getting higher base rates in the Facebook groups. Skyla says, International Open Academy certificates can be used across different companies. Yeah, that is correct. And it's 19 bucks, really cheap. Okay, let's see here if I missed any questions. Okay, I don't think so. All right, moving along. So, okay, the classroom. So this is where things are really quite different than VIP Kid and other companies. Their classroom is very game-based. So, even more so than like Magic Years, if you teach over there, basically the whole lesson, you're kind of going through very interactive games that the kids play with you. Lots of role play, lots of conversation. And when I pop into my one of my previous classes, I will show you kind of what it looks like at the end here, but very interactive. And at the top of the classroom, you can see the slides and you can click through them. There's less slides than in a typical, VIP Kid or Go-Go Kid class, but you spend generally longer on each slide with discussions and, going over role plays and questions and playing the game and things like that. So it is really, really fun. And there's, honestly, as a VIP Kid teacher, I can't tell you how fast the classes went that I taught with Zebra English. They just flew by. Maybe because I was more nervous and kind of a little bit uptight about getting through everything and understanding how to do everything, because there is a lot of variety in there. It's not like, kind of click and speak as you do with other companies. There's more to do and more to click and, more to kind of be aware of as you're going through the class, but super, super fun. Devonna says, I sent in an application once. I heard that they were hiring again, but it's stuck on the first step and it's been a while. I just emailed them to follow up. Yeah, email them, just keep emailing. They'll get back to you. They're a very small company, and so you should hear back from them pretty soon. Okay, so interview tips. What makes them different than other companies is that, as I said, they really focus on questions and engagement rather than kind of a ping pong type of repetition. So it is really important that if you do apply with Zebra English, you practice and go through their resources. They will send you videos on how to do certain slides, how to play certain games. There's excellent YouTube videos out there as well. So do prepare yourself and understand what makes them different than other companies. Because if you just go into the interview, thinking, well, I've taught for 3 years with this company and this company, there's a really strong likelihood you're not going to pass the interview because they want to see that you understand their style of teaching, right? Every company kind of has a style. And so they want to see that you understand their style of teaching and that you are, comfortable on their platform. So you do need to know how to play the games. You need to know how to switch between roles when you're role playing with the student, things like that. Show your enthusiasm. Oh yeah, use props, be creative with your props, definitely use props. They don't require a secondary reward. They have a built-in coin system called Zebra Coins. It's really fun. You just click this little coin and the kid gets 3 coins and they have what do they call it? Zebra boxes or something like that. I don't know, where the kid gets, up to 10 Zebra coins. And you give between 80 to 100 and even more Zebra coins in a lesson. So it's different than like 5 stars, which you might pace out over a 25-minute lesson, maybe every 5 minutes. In this platform, you're giving coins all the time. So it's lots and lots of reward, and they don't require you to have a secondary reward. I will say that I did have one, and it's not a bad idea to have one for your interview. The more reward, the more praise, the better. So going along with that, show your enthusiasm, your love of teaching, and definitely, review the games and practice. So it's not rocket science how to teach the slides, but it does take practice and understanding. It is completely different than the VIP Kid classroom. So it's just important to know that going in. And I wanted to end with talking a little bit before we look at the classroom on how bookings work. So it is a company booked platform. You will usually start with trials. So I think my first few classes were trials. And as I said, they're very easy to convert because the students are already on the platform in their AI app system. And so conversions are really high. I don't think you don't get paid for trial conversions, but those trial students will become your regular students. So unlike VIP Kid and others, when you convert a trial, you may never see them again. Sometimes you do, but with Zebra English, more than likely, if you are opening your schedule in advance and being consistent, those trial students will become your regular students. They really work on a long-term booking schedule, even though you don't have to open up lots of a certain amount each week. They encourage you to open up to even 12 weeks in advance. And if you're getting booked or opening like a 9 p.m. on a Friday night, make sure that that slot is open each week, because that's going to help you get bookings quicker. They really want to give you regular students, and that's kind of how they've kind of structured their setup, is to have students with a teacher for a long period of time. So, as with most companies, of course, be available and be consistent. I'll be completely honest with you. I am not consistent and I'm not very available on their platform. But every time I have opened up classes, I have been 95% booked. I think of, like the 20 classes I've taught, I have been booked like 18 or 19 of the 20. All of them got booked. And I did all of them short notice as well. So the bookings are really good, and you don't have to have that long-term schedule open. But if that's something that you want and you're craving that because you're not getting bookings where you are, this could be, a really good option for you. Devana asked, do you get access to the platform to practice before the interview class? Yes. Devana, I don't remember exactly how long you have in advance, but you definitely do. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Virtual hug. Yes, I haven't seen you in ages. I see a couple of your videos. Actually, I just watched one I just saw one pop up in my feed, which I'll watch later. So yeah, good to see you, Danny. How long is each class? Each class is 25 minutes. So yeah, that's, so it works really well, in tandem with other companies. If you want to have, fill in, maybe you're not successful with GoGoKid or VIP Kid short notice or whatever, and you're wanting to fill in the gaps, this could be a really good option. All right. So let's have a look. Do you have any questions before I pop into the platform? Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing that. Do you have any questions? Cancellation policy is what I have been asked several times. It is exactly like VIP Kid. I think you get 6 cancellations. You pay $2 if you cancel within 2 hours. You pay $10 if you cancel within 2 hours and $2 if you cancel within 24 hours. 3 classes in a day counts as 1 cancellation. You get 6 in a 6-month contract. You need to teach, okay, what device you need to teach on? You need to teach on the VIP Kid app. You don't teach on an iPad, you don't teach on the browser. You can't teach on a Chromebook, so you have to teach on their app, similar to other companies. How do they compare with VIP Kid? Well, I kind of shared a little bit about that. They are very, very similar in a lot of their policies and their setup, but their platform is very different and very unique. A normal pay rate, I would say if you were getting, even if you came in at the lowest, even if you came in at $8 and you worked at teaching 45 classes in a month, that's $20. So I would say $20, $19, $20 would be pretty average. And then pay raises come every 2 contracts. I did cover that before. And I did tell you that California teachers can apply. So that's really good. I think they have a lot of pros going for them. In terms of cons, I think the fact that you kind of have to open up for a long time to get that sort of full schedule, although that hasn't been my situation. I was full with whatever I've opened so far. That could be a con, I suppose. But I'll have to sort of think about some of the cons to them, because I have had a really positive experience in the classes that I've taught with them. Hey, Michael, yes. So feedback is done after class. From what I remember, it's very easy to do. You just kind of, click a few buttons. They don't require a lot of feedback. I think there's 2 little boxes to fill in. One is sort of feedback about the class, and then one's a more personal note to the student. So 3 to 4 sentences is sufficient. But yes, you do feedback right after class. Hey, Candy, so do they still have the bonus pay like VIP Kid used to? $1 for 45? Yes. So you missed the pay part. It's exactly the same as VIP Kid, you know, last year and previous. $1 for finishing 45 and more, 50 cents for 30 to 44, nothing for less than 30, and then $1 for finishing classes. So yeah, you have the potential to make $2 per class if you hit all those boxes. Devonna says, yes, they let you know, and you can check the website. I'll let you know if you're not, it'll let you know if you're not accepted. Yes, very good. Okay, so I wanted to pop in before we end today to show you the platform. So let me just take this off for a second and bring up the classroom. All right. Okay, can you see that? So this is what the booking sort of window looks like. Uh-oh, it's having a bit of trouble. I will say that the program takes up a lot of space on your computer. So I would recommend having everything. If you have an older computer, have everything, you know, closed out. It was like this when I was teaching for Magic Years. It's a pretty heavy application. So this is what it looks like when you go to book a class. So let's say today is the 7th, and I'm going to open up 24-hour for tomorrow. When I click it, it gives me the option to open just for this week, to repeat for the next 4 weeks, the next 8 weeks, and the next 12 weeks. And you can see a big thumbs up there. So they're definitely encouraging you to open up. That to me is crazy that they will book you for 12 weeks. So if you are craving that, again, this could be a really good option for you. So that is what that looks like. If you go to Classroom here, you will see, similar to anywhere else, missing feedback and classes that you have taught. So I've got my list of classes there. The payment is very clear and simple. I haven't taught any classes in December, so I got $0, but it's very well laid out. They pay once a month through direct deposit, not PayPal, so through direct deposit to your bank, once a month by the 10th of every month. Taskzone shows you, just some kind of tutorial videos on, as you can see, not yet learned. I have not yet learned these things, but you can learn about student engagement, pacing, kind of what their expectations are, class preparation, extension, positive error correction, and things like that. You can learn about the different games here, how to play them. There are several. If you go to more, you can see all kinds of different games that you will see repeated in the lessons, depending on the topic. Obviously, that will all change. And then in resources, they've got, all kinds of things going on, tutorials and training for trial classes, curriculum, teacher updates. So very, very nice platform, very well laid out. And then there is a support center as well with lots of FAQs to help you to get questions answered. So honestly, every time I've had a question, it is really all in here. I haven't struggled to find the answer to anything because it's quite well laid out in their support center. And if you don't get the answer you want, you can send in a ticket as well. So let's go, just for fun, back into an old class here. And I'll show you a little bit of what it kind of looks like. It does.
Hello.
Whoop, there we go. Okay, let me know if you can hear this coming through. I don't know if you can.
My name's Teacher Tim. What's your name?
This is a StreamYard thing that I'm not sure really works that well with the audio. So let's have a look at some of the...
This one we...
Okay, so I'll pause it here. This one is kind of fun because you take a photo with the student 3 times, and then the student chooses the one that they like. So it's kind of goofy, but it's a nice little warm-up to do with the student. I thought that was kind of cute. A lot of their games you can see here.
Do you like to play with your...
They accidentally put a picture of me in the lesson, as you can see. So here's like a game that you would play with the sound I.
Igloo.
You bang the little guy down,
Good
and
job.
the student,
Zebra
says the word,
Here we go.
and
Here
lots
we
of
go.
zebra
High
coins,
five.
as I said. So
Okay.
it really is fun and engaging. It keeps you on your toes for sure, and the kids have a lot of fun. And honestly, I had a ton of fun teaching those classes. It was really, really fun. Like I said, the time flew by like I've never taught a class before. Sometimes with VIP Kid, it gets boring. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's so repetitive, and I love my students, and I love VIP Kid, and I'm not leaving them, and they're so consistent, and I feel so lucky to be in the position I am with them, to be able to be so flexible and get a good pay to do short notice and have regulars that always want my classes, but they are incredibly boring after a while. And you know, this is so different because it is so lively and engaging. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It's very clean. There is a, what kind of features are there? There's a pen feature. There's an on-stage button where you can bring you and the students, called Big Face, onto the screen at the same time. Let's see if I can bring myself over to that part. Yeah, here we go. So that's what it looks like when you're in Big Face mode. And you know, it's really nice. I really like that. It kind of makes it more personal, I guess, with the student. So Candy says we can hear you. Oh, so you can hear the sound of the lesson. That's cool. It's good to know. I didn't know that you could. So yeah, does anyone have any questions about Zebra? If you want to apply, I've got a link below, onlineteacherdude.com/Zebra. So this will take you to the application. It will bring you in as a referral of mine, and I will help you out. Also, if you want to see what the 5-minute intro demo looks like, I have shared mine not on YouTube, but on this page, Zebra-English. You can go there, scroll down to interview tips, and I've got my 5-minute demo there of exactly what I did. I passed with it, and that will take you into the next stage. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, if you want to make a new application, onlineteacherdude.com/Zebra. And if you want to email me, if you've got questions for me or you want help with anything, that is my email down below, tim@onlineteacherdude.com. And happy to answer any questions about Zebra, other companies, whatever you like. King Bradley, hello. I was going to apply this week, but I need to make a new intro video. Okay, yeah, so check that out. King Bradley, sorry, not Bradley, probably Bradley. Hopefully that'll help on my website. Candy says, I would love to see a full Zebra class before I apply. Yeah, I can't really share that on my YouTube channel, but yeah, maybe I'll make that available to somehow to folks that want to see it. I don't know. I've never recorded a full class like that before, but you kind of get a glimpse of it with that. It's really fun. It's not difficult. I was stressed for my first 2 classes because there are a lot of games to play. But once you've played the games once or twice, it's just like anything. You remember, it's easy. There's a lot of clicking in the actual screen to do the role plays, to have things interact with each other. Similar to GoGoKid, if you're teaching on that platform, you'll find it really easy. Or Magic Ears, you'll find it really easy. Maria, hello, Bohemian Sun. Fantastic info about Zebra. Shishialao, sure. Bokuchi. Okay. Skyla asks, since they book classes for you, are you fully booked or just guaranteed a certain number of percentage of bookings? So yeah, like I said, I have been almost fully booked for what I opened at short notice, but I have heard to get a full schedule, you need to be more available long-term if you're kind of wanting to teach with Zebra, you know, more or less full-time as your primary company. But they do give classes right away. So if there's someone else in here that has a different experience, let me know. But from what I know, they do give you classes right away. And it slowly builds like anything. So thank you, Michael. Have a good day to you too in Chile, Canada, I'm sure. What level are most of the students? Low level, mid level, or high level? I would say I've had a mix, to be honest with you, Candy. Most of them are coming from the app, so they've had English experience. However, I've had some trial students that were really, really low. And then I've had a couple kids that were really high, but they're quite young. So if you think ages 3 to 7, they're not going to be as proficient as your like level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7 students on VIP Kid. So yeah. All right, good to see everybody. I just have a quick scan through, make sure I got everything covered and if I answered all your questions. Yeah, Candy, what months come before June? What is after July? Oh, I know, so repetitive. They were fun in the beginning, but after teaching them 100 times, they are certainly a lot. So yeah, they're great to see everybody. Please give me a like on the video if you are watching this right now or watching the replay, and comment below if you've got any questions about Zebra or anything else. Happy to talk to you through email, send me a message. I am Online Teacher Dude on Instagram as well, so you can DM me there. And I'm trying to share more behind the scenes, a little bit about my life on there as well. Instagram is a whole beast that I have not mastered yet. If you're an Instagram pro, teach me your ways. I struggle with Instagram, but I'm getting better. Anyhow, good to see everybody. Hope you have a great Monday. And I will see you next week, same time, same place, on the Online Teacher Show. Next week will be episode number 24. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good week.